Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at Are They the One for You? Quick disclaimer for this reading. For each pile, I will be taking a look at the information I see from the cards objectively, and then I will answer your question of if they are the one at the end of the reading. Please discern whether the message is for you, and please only take what resonates, as this is a general reading. If you are in any type of toxic relationship, I will not be enabling you to stay in a relationship that is unhealthy for you. And if you are, please take steps to be in safer, healthier relationships. I'm now going to be showing you your crystals. For pile number 1, we have Larimar. For pile number 2, we have Lepidolite. And for pile number 3, we have Sodalite. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick any pile you are most drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one pile, you can pick 2 or all of them. Your intuition will always know best. You can also pause the video if you need more time, and if you are done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I will see you at your reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this Larimar crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at Are They the One for You? So you chose the card Empathetic Starseed. It says energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So let's go ahead and add your cards for you. So the first card we have is Unconditional Love. Love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. The second card we have is Guiding Children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. The next card we have is the Knight of Cups. The next card we have is the Ten of Swords. We have the Hierophant. We have the Two of Emotions, which is the Two of Cups. We have the Knight of Emotions, which is the Knight of Cups. We have the Page of Emotions, which is the Page of Cups. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Swords again. We have Judgment. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, my pile number 1s. So now we're going to take a look at your cards, what I see here, and then at the end of the reading, I'm going to tell you whether I think they are the one for you or not. So firstly, we have Empathetic Starseed, absorbing what's not yours. So some of you may be empaths, or you two coming together. You may be very in sync with your emotions, as we see a lot of Cups cards here, a lot of water energies here, which doesn't necessarily mean that this person is a water sign or that you're a water sign. It could be that you are both water signs or you have water energy in your chart, but it could also just be that there are a lot of emotions here within this relationship, within this connection. There are a lot of deep emotions that you both can pick up on and feel from one another. So I kind of get the idea that you two are very in sync with your auras, with your emotions. When you are next to each other, you can feel each other's emotions and can probably pick up on that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, though I will say learn to discern whether it is what you're feeling or whether you're feeling your partner's emotions or your romantic interests' emotions. Okay, my pal number ones. So I kind of get that idea that you two pick up on each other's emotions. So just be wary when one of you are moody or in some type of mood, that it's not rubbing off on the other person. That you learn to communicate those needs, communicate those emotions in a healthy way where both of you can communicate that. Like, okay, let's say you get home. Hey, to my partner, I've had a long day at work, and I want to be honest with you that I kind of feel a little bit run down right now, and if I were to spend time with you right now, I would probably rub off my moodiness on you. Can I please take an hour to myself for self-care to just fill myself back up so that I don't put my emotions onto you? Okay, so if you are noticing that it is the other person where the emotions rub off on you, perhaps also setting those boundaries and keeping the balance here, as we see with the scales, keeping the balance here in the relationship where it's not like the one person is kind of like putting their emotions onto you when it's their own inner emotions. Okay, my pal number ones, please make sure that this relationship is very balanced and these love messages are coming from your ancestors. Okay, I kind of feel the energy here with the mirror. A lot of you trigger each other's deepest wounds or mirror to each other your deepest parts of your souls. So you two, I have the sense that your souls are very connected in a beautiful way where you've had past lives together. And I do feel the purpose of you two coming together in this lifetime with this connection. I feel the energy that you're here to trigger awakenings, to trigger each other's deepest parts of your souls, to trigger those feelings that haven't been healed, those unhealed versions of you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. However, I will say that I am feeling the energies here that perhaps for some of you, I guess it will depend on the situation, what is being triggered, and how that person is reacting to those triggers. If they're reacting in an unhealthy way, where for some of you, if they are putting anger onto you, or they're projecting their own triggers onto you where it's making you question your own worth and making you question yourself, then I would suggest taking either a break from it, while if it is something where it is a huge situation that the bad moments are outweighing the good moments, then I think it would be healthier to take a break from the situation until the person can gain control over their own emotions. But if it is something where it's just like little triggers here and there, little bursts of anger here and there where the person was not intending to hurt you, but maybe they snapped at you or something like that, then I would say either set boundaries, like you can say to them, okay, I see that we are having some big emotions right now and your anger is valid. What are you feeling angry about? And let the person tell you, let the person open up to you, and then say to them, okay, I see that we have a lot of anger here, a lot of emotions to process. I'm here for you if you want to talk, but I will not be your emotional punching bag. Where you set that boundary and you state what your needs are. As you chose the Larimar crystal, this crystal is also connected to water. It's connected to the ocean. So that's even more confirmation that there are a lot of deep, big emotions here where you two are mirroring to each other and triggering each other's wounds to show each other what the unhealed wounds are, where to heal. Okay, and as we see with the Larimar crystal, it has some marks on it. So perhaps both of you have been through some childhood trauma, as we see with the Page of Cups and the Children card. Perhaps both of you have been through some things from childhood or have some deep wounds from childhood that are being triggered in this relationship to trigger an awakening and healing and let the emotions come out in a healthy way. So with the Hierophant card, we see the version of a higher self and a human here. So it's kind of like your higher selves chose to come together in this lifetime to heal past life wounds as well as childhood wounds. Okay, my pal number ones. So I kind of get the feeling that whatever emotions are being triggered, take a deep look into those emotions for both of you. And that would do good to your future selves here with the Knight of Cups. It would be like offering love to your future selves when you are able to look deeply into each emotion and let that emotion be like your friend that is there to guide you and show you the way. Emotions are not the enemy. However, when it becomes unhealthy and there are bouts of anger and resentment and things like that, when it becomes unhealthy, then we need to take a step back and reevaluate whether this is healthy. Okay, so I guess it depends on the situation and every person it's different. Not everything is black and white. There are grays in between. But if it is unhealthy where you're noticing it's leaving you feeling shattered, like they're showing me a mirror being shattered. Here we see the mirror. It's kind of like then you need to take a step back and reevaluate, because even though you two chose with your higher selves to come together in this lifetime to heal past life wounds or childhood wounds together, it's kind of like we have to stop and really look at the situation and also look at the person's free will. As much as your higher self can decide to do something in this lifetime, free will can also affect that. Okay, my pal number ones. So as I was saying about letting your emotions guide you, our emotions are our biggest teachers. And with you two, I see this kind of connection where you trigger each other's deepest emotions to kind of let your emotions guide you in this lifetime while you are together. So I'll give you an example. Let's say the universe or your ancestors bring this person to you, and let's say you have a lot of resentment. Your resentment is going to show you, it's actually a gift, your emotions, they guide you and show you, as we see here with the Hierophant right opposite the Six of Pentacles. Your emotions show you what your needs are, or what your unmet needs are from childhood or past lives. So it's kind of the energy of, let's say you have resentment towards your partner or towards a lot of people. That emotion is showing you that you are giving too much, as we see here, that there needs to be more balance with giving and receiving, and there needs to be boundaries put in place. Your anger shows you where you want to protect yourself, because your anger is showing you what your body feels, what your soul feels is not okay. Okay, my pal number ones. Jealousy shows us where our desires are and what we want for ourselves. Grief shows us where we are mourning and where we need to take a step back and feel our emotions, and sadness as well. Happiness shows us that joys are possible in the world, and the deepest, darkest emotions also guide us to finding the light, finding a way out of those emotions, not only feeling them, but finding a way to process them and heal them so that they no longer stay stuck to us. So I will say, since we see a lot of water energy here with the cards, this card and also the crystal, I went on Google to check underwater symbolism, because we see people being underwater here, here, and here. Okay, being underwater might hint that you're being overwhelmed with emotion and wishing you could go back to a time where you were a dependent soul, free of any responsibilities or the burdens of your own mind. If this is the case for you, try to pinpoint the emotion that is overwhelming you and who or what it is causing it. And when we get triggers that leave us feeling down like this, that leave us feeling like the universe is giving us something bad, we need to evaluate what that trigger is, what we are feeling first. Well, we feel that emotion first, evaluate why we are feeling that, get to the root of that trigger, and then we can let that go. So I'll give you an example of something small here with the mirror imagery and triggering and things like that, that kind of example. Let's say there are a couple that is together, and you don't have to take this as exact, but I'm going to use the example of anger or conflict. Okay, so I'm going to use the example of anger and conflict for this. So let's say you and your partner are sitting together watching TV. And let's say we'll use something stupid, like let's say your partner goes and grabs himself some Coke from the freezer, from the fridge, okay, and pours himself but doesn't pour you, right? And that's not something big where, you know, you'd have a whole fight about it, but it's something small that could be a trigger, right? A stupid example, but sometimes we get triggered from the small little things. We get irritated from the small little things, okay? And let's say your partner doesn't pour for you, but they weren't concentrating in that moment. They weren't doing something to hurt you, but now you take it as your person doesn't love you because, or they don't care about you because of that. So how are we translating that in our mind? That person poured a glass of Coke, so that means they don't love me because they didn't pour for me. Okay? So now we're going to go back to our childhood and find the root of that trigger after we feel that emotion and process that emotion. Now we're going to think, okay, when I was younger, perhaps my mom got, let's say, McDonald's for my sibling, but didn't get for me. And that made me feel unloved and uncared for. And I felt as if my siblings were favorited over me, and it always made me feel unloved and uncared for. So now we're looking at the root of the trigger, and we're noticing it's not that our partner doesn't love us. Our partner wasn't thinking in that moment, but we internalized that trigger and made it as if our partner doesn't love us. And now it's something deeper from childhood that is being triggered. So that's a small example, and sometimes that's how conflict starts in relationships, where we are being triggered from something deeper and we internalize it, the emotion that's being felt, as if that person doesn't love us or care for us. I'll use another example. Let's say you had a father from childhood that was very angry, always came home very angry, very aggressive, right? And you learned to hyperfixate on other people's emotions to kind of let yourself not feel that anymore as a coping mechanism. So let's say your partner gets home and they are irritated, they are in a mood, and you can already see that. And this already makes you feel triggered and wounded from that piece of childhood, right? These are just examples. They don't have to be taken as exact, but I want to explain the energy. And let's say your partner comes home and they snap at you because the dishes aren't done, right? And now you're going back to that moment in childhood when you were playing and your father came home and shouted at you immediately and made your mood bad, right? And now that dad projected their emotion onto you, and now in this moment your partner is projecting their emotions onto you, and you're being triggered by that, right? So then now we'd take a step back. We'd either set a boundary with that person, like, okay, I can see you're feeling very angry right now. Is something wrong? Did something happen at work? I'm going to wash the dishes now. I was busy doing this and this and this, but I understand your anger coming home to a messy home, feeling like very angry about that. Can you please try to calm down and tell me what's wrong? I'm here for you. Something like that. Because it's also not fair that that person would be putting their anger on you, where you have to now internalize that and feel unloved, feel uncared for because of that person's actions, right? Because we all decide how we put our actions onto other people with our free will. So there also needs to be boundaries set there. You know what I mean, my pal number ones. And let's say you went back and you realized, oh, when I was playing with my toys, my dad always came home in a bad mood and shouted at me, and now I hyperfixate on other people's emotions and try to kind of control and change their emotions, because when they're angry or when they're moody, it makes me feel like that love will be taken away from me. So take a look at what you're internalizing from that person's free wills and actions, and realize that their mood doesn't affect the way they love you or the way they choose to do things. Like let's say also with absorbing what's not yours, let's say someone chooses to do something completely wrong to you, right? Like let's say your partner decides to your partner decides to lie to you, okay? And then that partner lies to you about something, as an example, and we now internalize that as that person doesn't care for me, doesn't love me, that person lied to me, they're not being honest with me, this relationship is doomed, blah, 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 blah. You know, with every action, we're going to evaluate what the extent of that is. There needs to be consequences to those actions, and that person needs to be held accountable, but we can't internalize what another person does to us with their free will. Just like, let's say, this is an extreme example, but let's say you're walking down the street and I decide to steal from you. And I take your bag and I grab your bag and I run away. And you go home and you think, why did this happen to me? It's not fair. Why did this happen to me? Why did the universe allow this to happen to me? It's not fair, blah, 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 blah. Why was I there at that exact moment? Oh, I shouldn't have gone. And now you're making it all about you. And yes, you got stolen from, and it is about you, and your emotions are valid, but that person didn't target you because you were there. That person made that free will action from their free will, right? And they chose to do that, and you faced what they were doing because you were there in that moment. But if you were not on that street, they probably would have robbed someone else. Okay, so we can't internalize other people's actions or free wills. We can set boundaries to that and have consequences to that, but we can't internalize that as there's something wrong with us Okay, my pile number ones. So it's going to be different for everyone, what emotions are being triggered, how that person is reacting to those triggers. But I do feel in this lifetime you're meant to heal that together. However, please take a look at that person's actions, and if those actions are healthy to you as well, my pile number ones. And if they're not, evaluate whether a boundary needs to be set depending on the extent of this, or whether you need to reevaluate the relationship if it's not healthy. Okay, my pile number ones. So as we see here with unconditional love, love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. I feel for a lot of you, this relationship is full of love. There may be triggers here and there, and you may mirror to each other your deepest, darkest parts of your soul, your emotions, and that's okay. We can heal that. There is potential to heal that, to heal these past life wounds, or to heal these inner child triggers, right? But you also have the potential to guide each other's inner child, and heal each other's inner child by being there for each other, right? But you can't do the work for the person. Remember that. With unconditional love, I do feel like there is a lot of love in this relationship. There is a lot of love even when things go bad, even when there are moments in this connection where it feels like you're run down. Okay, but I do feel like your ancestors are telling you here that this is a blessing, not a curse, okay? However, as I said, take a look at that person's actions and if they match this unconditional love, because it's different for everyone. This person is wearing a veil and looks like they're holding some type of ring holder. So some of you may get married to this person, or may already be married to this person. And with the veil here, I feel the energy of pureness, of love. You know what I mean, my pile number ones? Even here with the Knight of Cups, some of you may have partners that really, really love you unconditionally, and I think that's a sign. And that unconditional love can heal these wounds. But at the same time, it's going to be different for everyone. So evaluate what those triggers are, how they're reacting to that, if it's fair, if it's not fair, because we have the scales here, and that also represents justice and fairness. Okay, my pile number ones, evaluate whether the situation is balanced with your giving and taking, and look at this relationship from a higher perspective, where it's like you're evaluating what's being done here. Because I do feel like there is a lot of love. Some of you may have children with this person one day as well, which is why these wounds are being triggered, so that you don't pass these wounds on to your children. And that's why your ancestors here are bringing this message, okay, that it's not a curse, it's a blessing to have these triggers be shown to you, so you can be shown where to heal those emotions. So it's so that you don't pass on those wounds to those children. Some of you may already have children with this person. Take it as it resonates. With the Two of Cups here, I do feel like there is a lot of love here, a lot of love, but these triggers may leave you both feeling very wounded, okay? And we also have the Ten of Swords here. I heard this song by Joy Again, Necromancer. And it says here, the lyrics are, "Oh necromancer, put a spell on me, with kisses so sweet they rot my teeth. Oh necromancer, why are you so far away? Another day rolls by without me kissing your face." So there's almost this energy of this love is so sweet, but sometimes these triggers, what is being mirrored to you, may feel like it's rotting you in some way. Does that make sense? Not necessarily physically rotting you, but these emotions can sometimes feel like they infiltrate the relationship and make it so that it's not as loving. But I do feel like there is a lot of unconditional love here. There is the sense of playfulness between you two with the Knight of Cups when it's not like that. And here, as we see with the Nautilus shell, oh, we have 2 Knights of Cups. That's a synchronicity. So I do feel like there is this kind of, what's the word? Synchronized version of how you two feel with each other. I feel that this person wants to offer you their love, and there is this sense of you two being freed from your deepest, darkest emotions in this relationship with the horses. So there's that. And what I want to say is there's a lot of playfulness here. There's a lot of wearing your heart on your sleeve for this person. And I do feel like with the Nautilus shell, there's a lot of growth and healing that does come from this relationship. So this is not a curse. This is a blessing coming from your ancestors to show you where you need to heal in this connection. And also with the Page of Cups, we see the idea of following your heart, the heart shining brightly, playfulness, your inner child's being healed in this connection. So I do feel like there is a lot of love here. Although there are emotions being triggered and wounds being showed to you, I do believe that there is a lot of unconditional love here. So evaluate from your higher self what your intuition is telling you. But from what I'm taking here, I do feel like this person is the one. Even if there are triggers and emotions being shown, as I said, if it's an unhealthy situation, then maybe it's a karmic situation where you have to heal this together. And if that person's not learning those karmic lessons, then it's best to be in a safer, healthier environment. But if this is safe and healthy, where those emotions aren't being projected onto you with anger and things like that, then I do feel like this is the one. There's a lot of love here, and this is a very healing connection, even if it feels sometimes like you're distraught because of all the emotions and wounds that are being triggered, my pile number ones. So the next thing I want to say is something about this relationship is very magical. It's very deep because we have so much water energy. It's very, very deep. It's very spiritual in some way. And I feel like this person, the purpose of this connection is to reflect the deepest parts of your world and self and your psyche. And this relationship is here to trigger self-awareness. Okay, my pile number ones. So I'm really glad to see that this person is the one for you. And I do feel like there is a lot of potential for you to grow and heal together and kind of go within and kind of be the best versions of your higher self in this lifetime, and kind of like be spiritual teachers to each other in this lifetime. And I feel like this unconditional love, if you nurture it, it will grow into something beautiful. However, if it is not nurtured, and if it is like this person chooses with their free will to put anger onto you or to make you feel bad in any way, then I do feel like the flowers of love will die in some way. However, I do also feel like there is potential for you to grow together. It all depends on the person's actions to these triggers, right? But I do feel like this person is the one because we have so much unconditional love, deep feelings here. There's a lot of potential to grow together in this lifetime, my pile number ones. So my pile number ones, that was your reading. I'm really happy to see that this is the one for you. So exciting to see this love grow and blossom into something beautiful. You two are magical together, okay, my pile number ones. I'd like to thank all my new subscribers from across the world. Thank you for all the support. If you'd like this video, please like, subscribe, comment if this resonated. And if you like this video, also please share this to your friends, family, and loved ones. I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number 2s. If you chose this Lepidolite crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at, are they the one for you? You chose the card Big Picture Thinking. It says there, Pleiades energy, visionary, and inspired ideas. Let's go ahead and add your cards for you. Okay, so we have here receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. The next card we have here is cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the 2 of Cups, very cute. What's interesting, she's also wearing a pearl necklace here and in here. We have the Moon. We have the Hermit. We have Strength. We have the Knight of Materials, which is the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Justice card. And lastly, we have the Star. Beautiful. Okay, my pile number 2s. Since you chose the Lepidolite crystal, I do feel like this is a very spiritual connection because we see purple here, as well as the Moon card and cycles and rhythms. So this is a very spiritual connection you two have together. And I kind of feel the energy that this person was meant to meet you in this lifetime. Also with the Wheel of Fortune, you were meant to meet each other. And you two are the keys to each other's future in a sense. And I'll explain in a bit. But I kind of get the idea that this person was brought into your life to harmonize your body, mind, and soul. And it's kind of this energy of this magical energy where you two have a very spiritual connection. But I also feel like this person was brought into your life to restore emotional balance and bring harmony into your life, to your inner being and your external world. And also your emotions here with the Cycles and Rhythms card. So I kind of get the energy here with the Cycles and Rhythms card and also the Moon card. You two have a very emotional and also spiritual connection. So I kind of get the sense that maybe you two kind of have your intuition telling you that this is right for you, or either this is wrong for you, depending on who you are watching this. But I feel for a lot of you, your intuition is telling you that this person's right for you. And I kind of get the idea with the Moon card that perhaps you two would have dreamt of each other before you met each other. Maybe not all of you dreaming of them physically, but dreaming of the traits that they have as a partner. Okay, my pile number 1, my pile number 2s. So I kind of get the sense that you two, your intuitions are connected in a beautiful way, where let's say this person was struggling at the moment, you would feel that energy or kind of pick up on it. Okay, my pile number 2s. And I kind of get the sense here as well with the 10 of Wands, we see a person reading a lot of books. So there's a very spiritual, intense connection here. And some of you could have been researching about, you know, soulmates, twin flames, things like that, trying to understand the soul connection you two have. Or perhaps reading those books with the light illuminating could be looking into past lives, your Akashic records, because your Akashic records usually shows books. It's like a library of books in your soul that shows you your past lives. And I kind of feel like you two have had many past lives together and learned from each other in many lifetimes, and showed each other the way, showed each other the path here with the Hermit card. You two have been spiritual teachers to each other for many, many lifetimes. So going into your Akashic records, into the journey of your soul, asking your higher self with this information with the Hermit card can kind of help show you your paths together and how they align. I do just feel like this is a very gentle relationship that is full of wisdom, intuition, and this is a very spiritual connection. Okay, my pile number 2s. So this person may also come into your life to help you honor your own emotions, help you honor your own intuition as well. I feel like with this card, this person's the type of person that would see you maybe being tired, working very hard, and say to you, hey babe, sit down, let me make dinner for you, let me spoil you and give you a nice foot massage. I feel this energy that this person has come into your life to give you this energy of like allowing you to receive, to step back and receive. And this person may be, you know, one of the first people that actually does that, where they give you a lot and pour into you. So I want you to know something this relationship is teaching you is how to receive. And the more you're able to receive, the more you're able to give to others. So remember that receiving is not bad. I feel like this person, if you're a woman, I feel like this person is bringing you into your feminine energy. And if you're a man, perhaps you're very hardworking where you're doing a lot, but this person would also spoil you and not just put all the work on you. Because I feel with the 10 of Wands showing up twice, a lot of you have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things you're doing, busy bees, you know what I mean? So this person has come into your life to also allow you to receive that as well, to receive that love, and you deserve to receive that love. And as we see here in the 2 of Cups, their drinks are both at equal measurements. So it's kind of like this person pours into you, and this relationship is very reciprocal. And I kind of feel the idea that you two are each other's spiritual teachers in this lifetime. And with the big picture thinking card, I kind of get the idea that even with the door here, you two open doors for each other. You two show each other the way, the journey of what is meant to be with the Wheel of Fortune as well. And I feel with you two, following your intuition in this lifetime is very important together. It's like you two are 2 peas in a pod that balance each other out perfectly and show each other the way to your path and your journey. And I kind of just get the sense that this relationship has a lot of potential and can unlock doors and things to your life that you want to live. I kind of get the sense that, like, as I said, the person is your spiritual teacher. So the person is going to show you the way in this lifetime, how to move forward. And if there are any illusions in this connection, like where maybe you have things to work on, like deeper emotions here with the moon, subconscious emotions, this person is going to show you or trigger you in some way so that you can pay attention to that. Okay, my pile number 2s? So whatever is holding you down, making you feel low, this person is going to bring that to light here as well, and bring the truth to light so that you can look at the truth of the situation. And also with the Justice card, it's kind of like, I do feel the energy that this person is very honest and truthful, and this person would bring a lot of strength into your life, because they'd show you that, okay, you're doing this, I don't agree with it, I think this is wrong what you're doing. I feel like this person's very open and honest, and they will bring you to your best and highest path and highest journey. Okay, my pile number 2s? So when you allow yourself to receive this love from this person, but also the honesty from this person, I do feel this is going to push you to a higher path of healing with the star, and also hope. I do feel like this relationship has a lot of hope for the future, has a lot of potential to grow into something beautiful, can unlock doors to your highest self on earth, my pile number 1s. And I do feel like this person is meant to be in your life to either show you lessons here with the Wheel of Fortune, but not the bad kind of lessons. Like, let's say if there are illusions, they would be brought to the surface, and the truth would be brought to the surface for you to work on those emotions. But I also feel like this person would bring you to a higher path with your own dreams, my pile number 2s, where you can take your dreams and put them on earth. That's kind of the feeling I get with the Moon card, all the purples here and this magical card here. It's like this person shows you the path and shows you to think big, to follow your dreams, to chase your dreams. And I do feel like this person would push you to be a better person, my pile number 2s. And I do feel like this relationship is very reciprocal, very full of love here with the 2 of Cups. I see the people looking into each other's eyes very deeply, and it's kind of like this person, even with the Justice card and looking into each other's eyes, there's a lot of romance here, but the person looking into your eyes shows that there's nothing to hide here. All truths would come to light with this person. And I kind of get the sense that this love is very healing. This love is very magical, very spiritual. And allow this love to pour in, my pile number 2s, because you deserve to receive that love. Yeah, this person brings you a lot of strength on your journey and kind of helps you become the best version of yourself. So I feel like this person, even with the Knight of Pentacles, would teach you to be very consistent to chasing your dreams, my pile number 2s, to being your best self, even when there are days when you feel low and tired, to working hard and achieving your greatest dreams. And I do feel like this person just brings a lot of that into your life as well, with showing you the way, showing you the journey. This person may have been your spirit guide in a past life. You may have been spirit guides to each other in past lives, where now it's reflecting in this life. So this is very spiritual, very beautiful. This person, I feel like they're very genuine, very honest. This love is very healing, and I feel like it's full of hope, and it can grow into something beautiful if you allow it to, my pile number 2s. And remember, this love is a journey. It's not something quick and fast, as we see here with the footprints in the sand. Yeah, I just heard you're my rock here with the Strength card. And I also feel with the Knight of Pentacles, this person would be very consistent, would bring a lot of stability into your life, would bring strength into your life, where you can sit back and feel relaxed and not feel the need to protect yourself. This person may be very protective over you, so maybe this person was also like a protector spirit guide in the past life, and now it's reflecting in this life as well, where you don't consciously see it, but it's still there, that energy. Okay, my pile number 2s. So to answer your question of, is this person the one? Yes, I do feel this person is the one. I feel like this person is going to bring you to the best version of yourself. I feel this is a very spiritual connection that's going to unlock paths and higher doors to you, to your life, to the best life you want to live. And this relationship has a lot of potential to grow into something beautiful, my pile number 2s. And with the star card represents this magical energy where you bring your dreams from the higher realms into this earth. And I also feel the energy that this person is like a dream lover, like your dream lover that you've always wanted. And I do feel a lot of love here with the 2 of Cups card. I just feel this energy that this person is good for you, my pile number 2s. They bring a lot of joy, happiness, healing, hope into your life. And I do feel like this love is meant for you to receive, my pile number 2s. So one thing I'm noticing here, these 2 cards here, they're both wearing pearl necklaces. So the pearls association is good fortune, and the pearl becomes more strongly with human plans and desires. So this person is like your good luck charm, my pile number 2s, that brings a lot of this energy of love as well, because if I'm not mistaken, pearls are associated with the ocean and Aphrodite. So that kind of reminds me of the energy of love and beauty. And this person brings you into this energy where you're allowed to receive that. And this person helps you on your journey with all parts of your life, where you can move forward with a structured plan and balance in your life. Yeah, this person brings a lot of balance in your life and helps you achieve your desires. I just feel like you 2 are a great team that works together, and that is an amazing thing to have in a partnership. So I'm really happy to see that this person is the one for you, my pile number 2s. So if you enjoyed this reading, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I really enjoy doing this reading for you, my pile number 2s. I'm sending you so much love. And I'd like to thank all my new subscribers from across the world. Thank you for all the support. Please also share this to your friends, family, and loved ones. And I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose the Sodalite crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at, are they the one for you? You chose the card Lost Lands, Soul Memories and Gifts. You've done this before. Let's go ahead and add your cards for you. Okay, so the first card we have is Compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others, and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. We have Endings and Beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. We have here the 9 of Wands. We have the Devil. Interesting. We have the 4 of Materials, which is the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Materials, which is the 2 of Pentacles. We have the Star. We have here the 5 of Inspiration, which is the 5 of Wands. We have the Empress. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the 7 of Swords, and I wanted to get some clarification for the 7 of Swords, what this is in this instance, and we have the 5 of Wands again. Okay. Okay, my pal number threes. As I was starting your reading, I noticed something outside. Some kid was screaming, having a tantrum, and I got so irritated with this, but I guess it goes along with the emotions felt during this reading and this connection. As we see with the Devil card and the Five of Wands, I do feel like there is a lot of conflict and tension in this connection because we have the Five of Wands showing up twice, and the Five of Wands represents conflict, not getting along, fighting over small things, as we see here in this card. I also do feel like there may be some toxic traits to this connection, as we see in the Devil card. However, I will say it's gonna be different for everyone depending on what the fights are about. So really evaluate, as we see with the mirrors here, really evaluate and think deeply about what these fights are about. What emotions are being triggered in these conflicts and fights? What emotions are being brought up, like anger, etc., and why they are being brought up. Okay, and try to look at ways we can perhaps give compassion to the other person or give compassion to ourselves for the feelings we are feeling. However, I will say that the Devil card shows a chain, right? Something that chains us, keeps us stuck. And I will say the conflicts here keep you both stuck in a low place. So if the situation is so unhealthy where you feel like it's time for you to give compassion to this person and leave so that you can start a new beginning in love where you're not clashing together, right? If it's too unhealthy or too toxic, then I would suggest listening to your intuition and trusting that, and not holding on too tightly to a person that hurts you. But if it is small conflicts, as we see here with the Five of Wands, small conflicts here and there, with the mirrors here perhaps being triggered by the person, like your deepest wounds being triggered, like the Seven of Swords opposite the Five of Wands. Perhaps things in the past happening, like behind your back, or a person not having good intentions towards you in the past, and maybe something this person does triggers that emotion from the past, right? Or triggers that feeling. So I kind of get the sense that if it is a trigger, then you need to look deep within that trigger and find out what is being triggered. What is the root of that trigger? Why it's being triggered? This is very similar to pile number 1. So if you were drawn to pile number 1, please go and watch that, as well as this pile. But I do get the sense here with the Devil, there is some type of toxic dynamic between you two. There's an intense love here, maybe an even intense obsession with each other, where you hold on tightly to each other. However, I do feel it's gonna depend on the extent of the toxicness, whether this is something we can resolve or not. If it's something we can't resolve and it's better to leave the situation behind for both of you to be in healthy environments, then I would suggest listening to that, because they showed me what was the character from Euphoria? It was Nate and that other lady, Maddie. Nate and Maddie from Euphoria. And they showed me the scene about her saying why, something along the lines of why does holding on to you hurt so bad, something like that. So it's kind of this energy of if holding on to this relationship is hurting you more than it's fulfilling you, then I would either give this relationship a break or end it completely until you both can sort out the root of the triggers, sort out the conflict. And if it's something where you two are just clashing and your personalities are clashing, then I do feel like maybe this is just uncompatible where you're bringing out the worst parts of each other. So it's going to be different for everyone. Take it as it resonates. If it is small conflicts here and there with the Five of Wands and the Devil, where deep emotions are being triggered, that, like, as we see with the Devil here, it's like deep emotions that are being triggered that you don't quite want to feel, that seem bad. I want you to think about your emotions, what you're feeling. First, evaluate what you're feeling and let that emotion guide you. So if you're feeling anger, why are we feeling angry? Our anger is there to protect us. So why are we trying to protect ourselves in this relationship? Maybe we need to set boundaries here with the Sodalite crystal. Okay? And if it is something where, let's say you're feeling resentment because you're giving, then perhaps boundaries need to be set where you step back and give compassion to yourself because you only knew this much, while also giving compassion to the other person while they're being triggered. Okay? So please evaluate what these emotions are, what's being triggered, and if this is healthy for you. And if it's not healthy for you, evaluate the extent of the situation. And also evaluate whether it's going to hurt more holding on, or whether we can resolve these conflicts and these wounds that are being triggered. With the endings and beginnings card, it doesn't necessarily mean endings of your relationship. If it is something really toxic, then yes, it's better to let go. But if it is something small where emotions are being triggered here and there and you're having fights here and there, let's say for example you just moved in with each other and you've been together for a long time with the Four of Materials, holding on to each other for a long time, and let's say you're getting used to each other and here and there's little irritations, then we'd have to learn to communicate that in a healthy way, that we're feeling irritated, that we need space. You chose the Sodalite crystal. Sodalite is all about speaking up for yourself, setting boundaries, but also having compassion for ourselves with this card and having compassion for the other person. Okay, my pile number 3s. So, yeah, even with the kid crying in the background when I got really irritated because I wanted to start this reading, it's kind of that energy I was feeling, probably, because it's kind of this energy that maybe you two irritate each other here and there or trigger each other here and there, and you mirror to each other what needs to be healed with the Star card, and you mirror to each other maybe where both of you fall short in relationships and sabotage your own relationships. So with this card, this specific Seven of Swords, we see the person taking away the swords. So how can you take away these swords? How can you take away the irritations that are taking place, the conflicts that are taking place, or how can you reduce that? Okay, my pile number 3s. So first, having compassion for yourself and the other person, then maybe looking at conflict resolution. What would reduce that conflict? So let's say an example is, let's say you two have small little bickers and arguments here and there. And let's just say an example is the person left their clothes on the floor. This is something I do. Oh well. But let's say the person left their clothes on the floor and you've told them a million times to pick their clothes up from the floor. And now I just heard that song, I Ain't Your Mama, by Jennifer Lopez, looking at this Empress card. So then you'd maybe need to speak up and say, first, having compassion for that other person, see, okay, have they been busy? Have they had a lot of on their mind where maybe they forgot, or like let's say some people have ADHD, they put their clothes on the floor, they're a little bit messy, but then maybe taking a deep breath, finding that compassion within your heart, and then saying to that person, can you please pick up your clothes from the floor? Instead of shouting at them and saying, I've asked you a million times, blah, 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 and it turns into a whole conflict, take away these swords by saying, hey, I noticed you didn't pick up the clothes from the floor. Can you please pick them up sometime this day? I'd really appreciate if we both work together to keep this house clean. And let's say that person doesn't do that, then you'd have to set a stronger boundary with a consequence and say, if you're not going to pick up your clothes from the floor, I'm going to leave your clothes on the floor until they pile up. So learning to speak those emotions, set a boundary, but also set a consequence to that if they don't follow that. Okay? Remember, we can't control other people's actions, but we can control how we react to that, my pal number 3s. And I do feel that the purpose of this relationship is to teach you both compassion to the deepest, darkest parts of us as human beings when we become in fights. And these fights may be us self-sabotaging the connection because perhaps we feel like things are going too good, or perhaps it's like we both have things to heal here that need to be healed and triggered so that we can look at that and move forward with the 8 of Wands. But it also depends on the extent of the fight. If it is getting to a point where it's physical and it's not healthy, then as I said, holding on isn't going to be good for you. And if you two have kids together, with the Empress right opposite the 4 of Materials, if you're holding on, then it doesn't really matter. You can't stay with a person just because of kids. Or let's say you're holding on to the person because you financially depend on them. Try to find a way to get out of an unhealthy situation, my pal number 3s. But if it's not unhealthy, then I do feel like the purpose of this connection is to show you compassion for one another, to end the toxic cycles, and to bring in new, healthier cycles that bring you two together instead of keep you far apart. Because remember, these fights are only bringing you too far apart. Okay, my pal number 3s. And I do feel with the Star card, as we see that kid shouting again, I can feel the irritation coming up. So it's kind of like that energy I'm feeling of this reading with your connection. So with the Star card, there is potential to heal, and there is hope to heal and to bring balance into this connection. How can we bring balance into this connection and end the toxic cycles so that new, healthier cycles can be introduced, new, healthier coping mechanisms of dealing with our emotions and communicating to each other? Okay, my pal number 3s, since we have your soul memories and gifts, you've done this before. Perhaps this is a karmic situation from a past life, where karmic doesn't always have to mean bad, but perhaps the purpose of this connection is to teach you to compassion for one another and end the toxic cycle from past lives. Perhaps in past lives you didn't resolve these conflicts and now they're being brought over to this lifetime to heal that. But remember, we all have free will. Just because the purpose of the relationship is that, we all have free will for our actions. So if the person isn't choosing to or cooperating with healing that, then I do feel like it's best to let go of it. Okay, so it all depends on your situation, my pal number 3s. But whatever happened in this past life, it's like you two didn't resolve the conflicts. And now the 9 of Wands talks about challenges within the relationship. But in this specific 9 of Wands, the woman is wearing a warrior hat, but there's also, it's bright and sunny. So perhaps the fiery energy could be, the angers, the irritations, things like that. But I also feel like you two have a very passionate, very, very passionate, intense connection. So how can we cool off those fires? How can we cool off that anger and bring compassion to the situation? But in this specific Nine of Wands, she looks happy to deal with those challenges like a warrior. So you two in this lifetime are meant to come together and heal these wounds from past lives. Pay attention to what you two fight about, because that could be things from past lives that you didn't resolve. Okay, my pile number 3s. And I do feel here with the Knight of Swords, it's so that you two can free each other from this past life cycle and bring balance to this connection, bring love to this connection, grow this connection with the roses here, water this connection, nurture this connection. Remember, in a connection, in a romantic relationship, we're not here to fight fire with fire against each other. We're here to nurture that connection and to find ways to resolve those conflicts, okay? And balance the situation out, my pile number 3s. But since you have roses, I do feel like there is love here. We just need to water those flowers, not put fire on those flowers. Otherwise, those flowers are going to burn and they're going to die. Do you understand, my pile number 3s? So in order to move forward, we need to find a way to balance the situation and to heal. In this case, I don't quite have an answer for, are they the one for you, my pile number 3s? I do feel like there is potential for you to grow into that and heal for that, because the star talks about hope, and the star is a very spiritual card. And we also have the Eight of Wands telling me there is potential to move forward with the Empress, to nurture each other so that holding on isn't painful. But I will say that this is a karmic situation from a past life that you are meant to heal. So there is potential to grow into that, to being the one. But right now, I don't think they are the one. But there is that potential to grow into that. So don't take it as a no, complete no. But there is potential to grow into that. Depending on your actions and this person's actions. Remember, you can't control their actions and their free will. If they choose to not heal with you, then I think it's best to let the situation go, my pile number 3s. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading and that this resonated. I'd like to thank all my new subscribers from across the world. Thank you for all your support. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment if this resonated. And please also share this to your friends, family, and loved ones. I really appreciate you, my pile number 3s. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!